Name is Mr. J, and today we're talking about Tower of God. The format to the video is simple. It's divided into two parts. The first part is a recommendation or spoiler-free review of the series, while the second part is not spoiler-free and it's mostly just my opinion on the series. I hope you enjoyed the video. Tower of God is a Korean webtoon created by Siu SIU, and it has both anime and a webtoon. We follow the protagonist Bam, or the 25th Bam, and his journey through the tower. Now, the tower is this immense vertical world with a lot of floors, each acting as like its own self-contained ecosystem governed by distinct rules and having its own kind of civilization. To climb this tower, the people need to pass tests or mini games, all given by their floor managers. Now, I know when you hear me say a tower, you might consider a tiny closed condensed world, but it is really expansive, massive, with many factions, characters, deep lore. Overall, it's enjoyable and that has fantastic world building. So let's get into the pros and cons, or kind of why you should read or pick up this series or not. Starting with the pros, it has an immersive world building. It's kind of a world you can get lost in with a lot of shit. It has fantastic world building is what I'm saying. It has complex lore. If you like me and like complex kind of stories, like a Game of Thrones, like a One Piece, like a all the good stuff, you're going to enjoy this one. It has great fights and not a linear power system where you're level 2 and I'm level 3 and I'm automatically stronger than you. That's not how the power system works for the most part. Great characters. Each character is kind of unique, has his own motivations, reason why he or she does a lot of things, and yeah. It has god tier art, but it has a bit of a caveat on that, which leads me straight into the cons. Now, it takes a while for the art to get good, and I'm talking about go like 100 chapter with putting it kindly doo-doo arts. Now, me personally, I watched the first season of the anime before transitioning to the webtoon, and the difference in the overall art style hit me like a truck. Mind you, the first season of the anime covers like 79 chapters. Now, more to that point, the story too takes a while to get good, which I'm not gonna lie, 100+ chapter for a story to start getting good is honestly not ideal, but that's just me. Next point is not so much a con, but I guess just the author, right? He makes you hate the bosses. You will absolutely despise and want to punch the hell out of these bosses, man. It's not necessarily a con. It becomes frustrating to read most of the time because of these damn bosses, bro. The final point is, now you will either really love this story, this webtoon, or really hate it, man. I there's no in between, man. You either really love it or you really hate it. And for the chance of you really loving it, I would recommend you read it. And yeah, that's it. Now, on to the next part. Now, for this spoiler part, I'm going to assume you have read it up to chapter 652. Remember when I said you will either really love or really hate this story? Not gonna lie, I lean more towards the latter. But so yeah, let's just say I have some opinions on this particular webtoon. Now, I'd just like to point out that I am not an author. I'm not. Basically, all I'm saying is I'm not an author, and just because I say bad things about it doesn't mean the story or the webtoon is not good. So anyway, let me tell you some of my opinions on Tower of God in no particular order. Let's get into my first point. I was sold like dreams of some incredible simple, absolutely god tier world building, one of the best in fact. Matter of fact, I have seen the reason I started reading this Tower God in the first place was I saw a random ass dude go like, Tower of God has the best world building in fiction. In fiction! Not manhwas, not mangas, not no, in fiction. Me being interested, I started reading the thing, but yeah, there's no way close. Let's start with those FUG or FUG dudes. They are absolute frauds and a bunch of bums. They are only cool when fighting literal killing. And they still fail. They still get their ass absolutely beat by literal killing. Like Karaka, absolute bozo. Karaka never wins a damn fight, always choosing minors.
What do you mean by that?
Bay Lord Yama, more like Main Lord Yama.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Am I right? Bay Lord Yama, don't even get me started on that guy, bro. White, all these guys are actual frauds, bro. No joke. Leads me to my next point. You see, whenever a character is introduced, right, like he's some sort of slayer or what, right, he gets praised and like touted as one of the strongest characters introduced yet, only to be made absolutely irrelevant or absolutely be into smithereens, just turning out to be a bomb. Bro, example as good as this guy, right? He gets introduced as a slayer, one of the strongest slayers. When he was fighting Bam and Co, yeah, sure, he's strong. But the millisecond this guy Yasracha, the cat guy, shows up, all of a sudden, boom, he's kicked a milli rock, bro. What? More to that point, right? You know that thing that happens in video games when you kind of fight a boss character, then you unlock that boss character, then he turns out to be absolutely doo-doo, right? It always happens in this damn webtoon. Like, I just talked about Yasracha, right? He beat the brakes out of Yama, but the millisecond he turns into the good side, he turns into an F-tier character. Fights never get finished. The fight just kind of abruptly end when somebody interrupts and some bullshit happens, bro. It's crazy, man. Next point, plot armor is in full effect for this dude Bam, bro. Every single time he's losing, he goes into his consciousness or something and he discovers his hidden ass. Dude, the ass pulls are crazy, man. Next, why does a story need 100 chapters to get good? 100 chapters, bro. If you were following the story back to back, that would mean you wanted 100 weeks. That's like almost 2 years just for the potential that the story is going to get good. Come on now. And more to that point, right? How is it after 600 plus chapters, we still don't fully know what Bam's power actually is, bro? He's like, he controls Shinsu, he's got some hidden black power, he's got horns. What does this man even do, bro? He's got power after power. Now, I don't mind like building up to the reveal of the power and all that, but damn, 600 damn chapters plus, and we still don't know. When are we going to know? 1,000? Come on now, that's too long. My next point, you are going to have to agree with me when I say Rachel. Oh my god, bro. Where do I even start with this bitch, bro? I could make a whole ass separate video about Rachel. This is the devil. She's the devil. She's a demon, bro. She's evil. Now, the part that pisses me the fuck off every time I want to start discussing about this damn manhwa, right, is there are actual people that defend Rachel, bro. Talking about she's the most realistic character in Tower of God, cause no, she's not. She's a wicked, evil person. just let's let it ride like that, bro. She's wicked. She's evil. There's no point in defending her, bro. I could go on and on about Rachel, but I don't want this video to be too long, man. Now, the next point is about Bam killing. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, right? I prefer a super edgy character, those ones that are super edgy. Because when you're edgy, it turns cringe real quick, right? But say I would take 100 edgy characters than all those overly kind MCs. Now, Bam, he kind of leans more towards that kind MC, or not so much so kind, but he doesn't do what needs to be done, bro. In this webtoon, right, they are actual evil, wicked characters. And Bam gets the chance to kill these characters. Dude, you would be doing the world a fucking favor if you get rid of these characters, right? But he just doesn't. I don't understand this logic, bro. Like Rachel, the fact that he didn't kill Rachel, right? And Rachel goes and keeps sabotaging and nearly, or if not killing, his friends, wouldn't that kind of make it indirectly Bam's fault? Like, if she killed Rachel, maybe Prince would still be alive. Maybe all those other guys would still be alive. Because she's plotting every single day to kill his friends, bro. Let's just forget. And what's more is, recently, in a recent chapter, right, they started discussing something about Bam killing. And maybe down the line, it will get cleared up, you know, maybe to get explained in more depth and in a better way or something. But Bam only kills irrelevant 5th, 6th tier character, but who nobody cares about, right? Like, the Tower of God universe is kind of set as this harsh dog-eat-dog world, right? I think it is, in all fairness, if Bam should start killing these motherfuckers that are actually trying to kill him and his friends, they'd have a much easier time doing things. I'm just saying, bro. The next point usually doesn't even make sense to me when I first read it. If the family heads, right, they are literal gods in this tower, right? Why aren't they able to do like the simplest things, right? Which is like killing a single ass, bum ass, random ass character. If these family heads are like gods, and I'm with no exaggeration, they are gods in this tower, right? Why can't they just kill Bam? He's like standing right in front of you. Just shoot a projectile or something. He won't be able to block it, bro. How is this hard, bro? More to these bum ass characters, right? The cast on the good guy side, or the guys we're supposed to be rooting for, are actually trash, bro. They never accomplish anything. Bam is carrying his group hard, bro. Like, Kun comes across as, from the beginning, right? He's like this smart guy, this street savvy guy who's willing to do anything to win, or not even to win, to protect his character. He said, the point I made about Bam killing, right? I would go so far to say, okay, maybe this guy Hoon would be able to do it, but no, he has the chance to kill Rachel. He doesn't. Almost every single of his plan failed. For being the smart, ruthless guy, he's not doing the two things he's supposed to be doing. He's not smart all the time, and he's not ruthless at all, bro. And don't even get me started about this guy Rack. What does he have? Rocks for brains? Oh, I guess the other characters, man, they are absolutely trash can, bro. Anak, trash. Androsi, trash. Barrow, what does he even do? Boro? Who the hell is this guy? Kun? Nah, this guy Kun always bragging, but always getting dog walk, bro. Novik, dog. There's some actual doo-doo garbage characters on here, bro. Or who is the character? Liso? Shipleso? Get the fuck out of here. Another thing that really frustrates me about this webtoon, right, is the author kind of sets up a complex situation, right, but always takes the easy way out. Let me give you an example. You know, when they came off from that train, that Hell's train or whatever, they came and they saw like a gazillion people being there, and yo, there's absolutely no way to escape this inescapable net, right? Yeah, they escaped it pretty easily, actually. It's crazy how many times I can't think of more of the dome But when it's done so many times, it kind of makes me numb to the stakes, right? When you say, oh, these guys are going to die, like, look at the situation with that
Family head.
he could have killed them at any time, but they didn't. He didn't. He just couldn't. I don't know. And another frustrating piece of shit situation that they always make up is let's make a deal. If I have to count the amount of times where, let's say, for example, you got some MacGuffin in your hand, right? And then another guy just comes and say, oh, hey, let's make a deal. And they're always getting cheated on the deal, bro. Fuck. Like, the story paints a scenario as more dire than it actually is, right? And the fact that only irrelevant characters actually die, bro. Now, I fuck with my boy Prince, but he's like F tier character, but nobody cares about Prince. And another point is, you know how to go from one floor to another in the tower, right? You kind of have to pass these mini games or whatever, right? Well, actually, no, you don't. You can just cheat. The bad guys are always cheating. No matter what the game is, they can just cheat. The floor managers are just dudes that you can just kind of bribe, just get away with it. Dude, why can't the good guys do the same thing? And the worst part of it all, right, is if cheating is kind of allowed, right? Why don't the good guys too start cheating? It's that simple, right? I could go on and on about the endless things that frustrate me about Tower of God and countless examples of other media that have done what Tower of God is trying to achieve. Truthfully, the reason why it frustrates me so much is that our sole dreams of reading this goated show where it's the best in since sliced bread, but there is that, but man, it's nowhere near close to the thing I was expecting. But I guess it's my fault for expecting something that is in the GOAT composition to, actually be GOATed. Anyway, like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Who's your favorite character in Tower of God? And why is it not Shay Lee So?